Hey everybody, this doesn't look like an episode of Bad Movie Touch. Well, that's because it's not. It's not one of those. This is a new type of video that I want to start doing in between the episodes of Bad Movie Touch because it's just a lot of work to undertake every single week. I just want to talk about a few things that I've been noticing going on in the industry that I care about, and so I figured this type of video is really the best way to do that. Today I want to talk about something that I've been noticing going on a lot lately, and it's really quite confusing to me. I think anybody who likes to go to the movies and at least has a passing knowledge of entertainment culture on the internet is aware of what Rotten Tomatoes is. But for those of you who don't know, Rotten Tomatoes is a review aggregator. Now this means they pull reviews from all over the internet and use those to come up with a score for any given movie, and now they do TV shows, and I swear they used to do games. Like, I can't find any proof of this, but I vaguely remember they basically rate whether or not that review was a positive or a negative review, and they use that to give the movie a percentage score. Now, for the longest time, it used to be you didn't really hear about Rotten Tomatoes, but in the last few years, Rotten Tomatoes has become way too important. Or let me put that in better words. It's become way too important to certain types of people. Now, I remember when I was younger, I was... Hello? Is anybody here? Just a giant dick. Luckily, now that I've gotten older, I used to be the type of person who, when I didn't agree with what somebody else thought about a movie, I'd pull up the Rotten Tomatoes score.
I am objectively right.
Yeah, I admit, I was that type of person. Here's the thing, though. I was 12, so keep that in mind. And lately, it feels like I've been having this sort of deja vu feeling, because all of a sudden, I'm seeing a bunch of people on the internet who I swear could just be me from the past. I mean, except for the part where you sometimes click on their profiles and they just say, just a lot of incendiary stuff. 1 point for younger Andy there. Lately it seems that Rotten Tomatoes has come into the public consciousness in a very mixed way. Advertisers now love to use it. You see, I own a lot of movies, and I've noticed that on the back of them, you see these little certified fresh Rotten Tomato logos, which is clearly put there to be a selling point. People who might not have seen the movie or might not know too much about it, they're looking at the Blu-ray case and then they flip it over and, oh, what do you know? This is supposed to be really good. A website told me so. It's a marketing thing, and I understand it. It makes perfect sense. They've always been putting quotes from reviewers and stuff. This is just the next step up. What if instead of putting all those quotes, you could just put a little tiny symbol that just says, yep, there we go, we did it, we passed the test. Really understand it from a marketing standpoint, but I think it has an unintended dark side. This first came to my attention back when we were approaching the release of the Oscar award-winning film Suicide Squad.
And the movie's good, the movie has a great heart. The movie's good, the movie's good, the movie has a great heart.
Now, a lot of you probably remember when that was coming out, there was a petition going around for people to shut down Rotten Tomatoes because it affects people's opinion even if it's a really great movie. What the fuck? People started paying a lot more attention to what scores were given out on Rotten Tomatoes. This proved to be a problem for a lot of people who like movies that a lot of other people would consider bad. Because movies like Suicide Squad, Batman v Superman, the Transformers movies, a lot of other stuff don't typically get good Rotten Tomatoes scores. They're typically on the low end. And I understand that is very upsetting if something you really like isn't well loved. I've had that feeling. There's plenty of things I enjoy that a lot of other people can't get into. It sucks, but it happens. Now it seems we're seeing the flip side of it, that they want to tank movies that people typically do seem to enjoy, at least on the critical side. You could argue this is the case with Star Wars The Last Jedi. I don't really think it's entirely about that. I think there's a lot of people with legitimate concerns, and yeah, there are the people who are just shouting about things that don't matter. Luke Skywalker should have done everything himself because he mattered more often than all this stuff. There's a lot of those people, don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're the majority. I think a lot of people don't like the movie because you're allowed to just not like things. And that's something I don't think a lot of people on the internet understand anymore. I do see where the confusion comes from. When you put everything into a score like this, it really comes off as sort of like a pass-fail type thing. And people don't like to be told that the things they like failed in some way. But here's the thing though, if you don't like a website like that, do you continually go to it to check out what they're currently talking about? Probably not, right? At least if you're a sensible person. And another question to ask, do you set up a group to bomb a movie with negative audience reactions just because you don't like that studio? Oh, wait, sorry, what's that? Oh, okay, they're only doing it to Black Panther. Oh, okay, they didn't do it to Thor Ragnarok. They didn't do it to Guardians 2 or to Spider-Man Homecoming or Civil War. They're probably not going to do it to Infinity War. No, they're doing it to Black Panther. Just that one. I wonder why. Maybe you shouldn't say DC fans, and we should call a spade here, guys. So I'm just going to put this out there, and I think to a lot of people, the reaction to what I'm about to say is going to be, duh, obviously, but to anybody out there who might not know this for whatever reason, I'm saying this to you. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't matter at all. There you go, you're free, you are free, you can go run outside and like whatever you like, because now you know the dirty secret. My advice for somebody who thinks a bit too much about the Rotten Tomatoes scores, whatever the next movie you're really looking forward to is, don't check the Rotten Tomatoes score for it. Just go out, see it, and then come back and then check the score. Now, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, chances are it's not going to totally line up. The system they use is kind of flawed. You see, because Rotten Tomatoes just goes all over the internet. They look at if something was overall a positive or negative rating. And even then, if you go in and look, there are plenty of reviews that, by Rotten Tomatoes' own system, should be a negative review, but they're counted as a positive just because of the way that the averages work. This means that a lot of scores can get inflated, and more importantly, the percentage number doesn't really matter in terms of quality of the movie. It's not saying the movie got an 83%, like on all these technical merits, it was taking some sort of test and that's the grade it got. It's saying that 83% of critics liked it, which when you think about it, doesn't mean anything. Here, do something for me real quick. Think of something you like that nobody else likes. You probably thought of at least a few things, right? That's because that's just how things work. People aren't always going to like the same things as you, and you aren't always going to like the same things as other people. It seems a lot of people on the internet are just taking things like this to heart way too much. No one's telling you what to think. No one's saying you have to agree with what everybody else is saying. As a matter of fact, I think you can find a lot of merit in being the type of person who goes against the crowd.
Disclaimer, that's not an excuse to just go out and start saying just racist and sexist and homophobic shit just because you're like, oh, I'm going against the grain, I'm going against what society does.
It's okay to be contrarian, but it doesn't mean you have to be contrarian just for the sake of being so. I'm talking to you, all the people who plan to rate movies with low audience reaction scores before you even see them. What everybody else thinks is just that. What everybody else thinks, it shouldn't matter to you. Your opinion should be based on going out, observing the thing for yourself, and coming to your own conclusions. I know it's very popular on the internet and very easy to get involved in groupthink, but it's not helpful. It's not helpful to the climate that a lot of reviewers and critics work in, and more importantly, it's not helpful to the people who get so worked up about this stuff. Think of all the other stuff you could be doing while you're spending this time making petitions and waiting for Rotten Tomatoes to let you bomb a movie with bad audience reactions. Think of how many better things you could be putting your time towards. I get it, I was this angry person who couldn't accept when somebody else thought something different than me, and I still grapple with that to this day, I'm not gonna lie. It's something that's hard to move past when you're just a passionate person about these type of things. But you can use that passion to do better things if you really try. That's why I've been working on so much more content lately, because it's helped get me out of that mindset. You start becoming a lot more easygoing when you have a release for all that energy and all these ideas that you have. And you don't feel as frustrated because people actually start to listen to you when you can conduct yourself level-headedly instead of just immediately going onto a message board and going, so I guess the basic point I'm trying to make is stop making petitions to shut down a website. It doesn't work. Actually, you know what? Just stop making petitions. I get like 20 emails from change.org because I signed a petition back like 4 years ago, and now they just keep sending me all this shit. Change.org? More like stays the same.org. That was fucking terrible. So anyway, that's what I thought about this. Did you like this video? Please let me know, because I honestly, I'd love to do more of these. And I think it's a great way to still get some content out every week in between larger projects, because these are much easier to make. So if you guys like it, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Maybe tell me on things you'd like me to cover if that's your jam. Check out my show Bad Movie Touch. Check out the GoFundMe for my movie, and you can check out my Patreon if you want to have your name on this end screen here. I'm extremely grateful to my patrons, and I'm really excited to set up a bunch of goals and rewards as I gain more. You can follow me on Twitter at EvaModem to check out my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm working on some really great stuff. I'm very excited for you all to see it, and I will see you next time. Maybe this is all that Mandela effect. What the fuck did I just say?